Hello and welcome back to project number 3 after the quite long hiatus that was the end of the semester, and I had to go through all my exams and finals and such because I'm still a student. But I'm back and I get to work on projects again. That's lovely. So, project number 3. This was actually a project that I wanted to do for quite a long time now. It's one of those things that I always wanted to have as a kid, and I am still a kid technically, so it's something that I always wanted to just have. Ever since I learned how to make LEDs light up using an Arduino, and now I finally have the chance because all the parts sort of came in at once. So there's a lot of projects that I can do now, which should be fun. But for this week, I did the LED helmet thing, which I'm not sure how to explain it because it's just like a clear plastic helmet with LED strapped to the front. I don't know, it's just always something that I always wanted to build. It's not finished yet. There's actually a really long way to go. I'm planning to get to the point where I have like a usable helmet by the end of next week or this week, depending on when I upload the video. When I upload this video. But I'm trying to finish it because right now I'll walk you through the process of it. So this is the first bit of it, right? I have this clear plastic helmet that I bought from the Mini Maker Fair in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's just clear. And what I did was I wanted to strap Neopixel strips to the front of it because I know I could have used my own LEDs, but like shift registers and a bunch of LEDs are just really painful, and Neopixel strips are really nice and cheap. That's important. It was cheap compared to what the other options that I had. So I went with Neopixels, and here you can see I marked down the lines on the helmet. It's not neat or anything. Obviously it's not neat. It was hand done with an X4 marker on it. Just to get an idea of where I wanted to be, where I wanted to place all of my Neopixel strips. After that, I actually placed them on. So this is just Neopixel strips going along it. I just cut these. These are obviously, as you can see, taped on because I wanted to make it look a lot nicer later. And also you might notice that there's this tiny bit of like silicone wrapping bit taken off. That was because I tested this strip individually before I cut everything to length. This is about like 4 meters actually, 4 meters of Neopixel strips. But I cut this bit and then I had to resolder that, so it's gonna annoy me for some time because it's not all uniform, but I'm just going to deal with that. I might just cover it up with tape or something, or maybe cut a bit of silicone elsewhere and just tape that on, or I might just leave it. It's not that noticeable when all of these lights are on anyway. But anyway, I just tape these on just to like get a feel of where everything's gonna be. Then I outlined them and then darkened the areas of where those strips are going to be, and then erased everything else except this middle bit. Because I don't know why I didn't erase that. Oh well. So now I have this sort of helmet that has like all the marked areas of where I'm gonna put everything. Now the next step, which was the step that took the longest, I didn't actually take any pictures of because I just didn't for some reason. And that was soldering all the strips together. And then soldering the strips together actually took a long time because I wasn't doing it right for the first time. And plus my soldering iron was also breaking apart quite literally, because I still have the soldering iron that I had when like a long time, couple years ago, because I'm still relatively new, I guess. So I still have the soldering iron I got from Fry's Electronics. That was just like literally plug into a wall thing, and it's really old now, and I abused it a lot. So it was breaking apart literally when I was doing it. So I had to screw the soldering iron back together. Anyway, that was happening while I was soldering it up, so I was making a lot of mistakes, and it's really hard to solder on these tiny little contact leads on the Neopixel strips. But I managed to get through, and I used way too much excess wire for it, but it turned out okay. And then this is me like taping it on with the lights on, and now you can see the wires bits soldered all nice and together. And this is and you can see me putting it on with tape again. I just wanted to use tape just to make sure I liked the way it looked first. So here I used tape again to put it back together, but with this time with the lights on, for two reasons. The first one is to make sure while I was bending all the wires that the solder joints are all nice and that it didn't suddenly disconnect. The second reason is because I want to see do I like the look of the helmet right now. So that's what happened, and I finally got something like this. This is what I'm using to power it, an Arduino Uno. I have two ginormous capacitors here. I only need one. I just put two because why not? And I'm powering with this tiny battery. And it's what type of battery is it? It's wait, I have the battery right here. I forgot what it was. It was a lithium-ion 4,400 milliamp 3.7 volt battery, and I'm using this sort of power booster. I think it's called power booster 5C from Adafruit. That allows the battery to be rechargeable. Now, if you've noticed, I said that there's 4 meters of Neopixel strips here, and only a 4,400 milliamp battery. I need more power. I just did this to sort of start it immediately. It works for a while as long as I have it plugged in. So I might just have it plugged in for now until I get a better battery. So that's what I have currently right now. But technically, this battery lasts for a couple seconds. So this is technically wireless, and I can wear it around my head for a couple seconds, which is nice and lovely. So you can see the general look of the helmet. But then I did a couple things that I kind of regret. The first thing I did was, after I liked the look of the helmet, I didn't like how the tape was all over it, and it's kind of hard to tell from here, but actually you can see that little white bit right here? Yeah, that's tape, and it goes all around all of it, and it just looks kind of disgusting. Especially, it doesn't look nice and durable as I want it to. Which I don't know why I see that, because right there's exposed wires covered in tape right there. But I tried to. Oh yeah, this is the mess I made. The giant mess. See, that's the battery I used. The Power Boost 500C. I'll put all these links down in the description of all the materials I used. But I need to emphasize that this helmet is not finished. I was not able to finish it in the 1 week that I'm doing it. Mainly because of reasons that I will say later. But as you can see, that's my Arduino, and it's all on that. But okay, so I'll say it right now. When you get the Neopixel strips, you should read the Neopixel strip Uberguide on Adafruit, because that's what you should do, and I did do that. And it specifically said that the silicone rubber, the silicone wrapping around all of these LED strips, the Neopixel strips, that glue is not really able, traditional glue isn't able to attach well here. And that you should have very specific types of epoxy or glue to attach that would actually stick to the silicone rubber. I didn't have any of that. So I did a test run of a small piece of silicone on the helmet with some hot glue, and it stuck. So I thought, okay, that's stuck, then all of this should stick too. I was wrong. It didn't stick. I mean, it actually did stick quite okay. There's a bigger problem that arose. Oh yeah, this is what the lights look like again. But okay, here's the bigger problem that arose. I used hot glue to attach this, so I would get rid of all that tape, the unnecessary tape that's all around it. But what happened was, the Neopixel strips didn't stick on very well, and I had to use some other form of glue, such as super glue, to attach it, which I'm not even sure it worked out well. I haven't actually tested it right, but the obvious problem that you see is that this perfect nice sphere deformed a lot because the hot glue actually melted and deformed the plastic bulb that was the shape. And you can see it right here. See that huge sort of rippling across thing? So my recommendation is don't use hot glue on weak, thin plastics. Like this is, I messed it up. Luckily, from far away it doesn't look that bad, and plus the lights are gonna light up, so it's gonna cover it up. I might try to hide the problems even more. So, still, I could see a bunch of hot glue strings. I might try to hide the problem more with like a hair dryer and some other bits of plastic to sort of like help it mold it back. But so far, this is what I have. And obviously, as you can see, it is not done yet. I still have a long ways to go before I actually fill in the rest of the helmet, because like this is the only bit. Where is it? Yeah, the front bit is the only place that I have LEDs on. And what my plan is that I bought 200 color changing LEDs, automatic color changing LEDs, and I'm planning to use that to cover the back of it, like sort of spread out, and sort of group them together. So I might have like a 8 4x4 LED panels that I'm able to control, but not control individual LEDs, because I wanted the front bit to be like individually controlled and have that sort of precise LED matrix type feel, but on the back I just wanted to have some LEDs to fill out the space, to make it not look that empty. So I have 200 automatic color changing LEDs, and I have 400 color changing LEDs that I can just control manually. So I might scatter it about here, somewhere on the same pattern, but not with that much control. So this is how far I got the past week, and this week I'm gonna sort of work on filling out all the LEDs in the back and such, to do all that jazz, and it should be fun. By next week I should be able to have like a full helmet that I could carry around, with LEDs on the back that light up, which should be fun. I might also give this a nice spray paint, a nice coat of paint, like a darker color that I can still see out of, just to sort of hide the inside bits, because being this clear kind of leads it to be, I don't know, it doesn't look as nice, I think. But yeah, I still haven't really made my single workstation. But yeah, that's project 3. I'm gonna say project 3A is my LED helmet thing. Next week, or this week I should say, because now I'm done with past week. This week I'm gonna work on project 3B, which is getting the back LEDs in, and then making all of this portable, and maybe getting a bigger battery to like hold all of this in. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you for listening. That was the project.